Welcome back to A Gentleman's Life, everyone. Sam here with you again, and I'm on a quick run of videos, me filming I think a bunch of them tonight, and then just saving them and uploading them over the next couple weeks. I imagine I'll be a little busy in that time frame. Actually, this whole summer is going to be a little bit busy, I think, but I'll probably have a separate video just to explain that maybe. So anyways, if you watched my last video, you'll remember that I talked about wet shaving and it showed that kit I got to my parents that I thought really made it a good experience. So this video I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss the top few mistakes I think that people new to wet shaving make. So without further ado, we'll just get started. The first mistake number one, I think, is just poor preparation. In today's world, we're really used to being able to just put some water on our face and go at it with a razor, or put a little water on our face or some shaving cream and just get all that hair off, because we have all these blades, 3 blades or 4 blades on the razor, but they're not doing a good job of cutting. They're just kind of grabbing at your skin until it rips all the stuff out, more or less. They don't actually do that well. With a straight razor or a safety razor, when you're wet shaving, you can't do that. It's just not going to do any good. What you really need to do, is prepare your face, prepare your shaving cream. So it kind of starts out with, warm water, getting your face, moist with some warm water, and then you put that oil on, and that I showed last time. Oil up your face, then prepare your shaving cream. Let that sit on your face while you prepare your shaving cream. Put that dollop of shaving cream in the bowl. Get your brush, wet with some warm water, and then spend a minute or so, lathering up the shaving cream into a really nice lather. At that point, you can lather up your face with the shaving cream and actually shave. Now, that kind of brings me to my second mistake, I guess, which is it's part of the first mistake. It's creating a lousy lather. If you're buying, a cheap shaving cream from the can, that's not the way to go. You really do want the shaving cream that you have to lather up. Important also is not to just do a really quick job and start shaving. Make sure you've lathered it up really well. If you don't get it fully lathered up and it's full in the right texture, it just doesn't shave as well, and you won't really be as happy with the result, essentially. The third mistake is more about the shaving itself, I would say, and that's going to be ignoring the grain. So your hair doesn't just grow out, it kind of grows in a specific direction. It might grow down or sideways or up, and understanding that grain and shaving accordingly is important. Generally what I do is I shave twice. So I lather up enough where I lather once, shave, rinse, and then lather again. And the first time I shave with the grain of the hair, and reducing it down essentially to have less hair on my face. And then the second time, after I've lathered up, I go against the grain of the hair. That seems to work out best for me, and generally most people, when they first start, it's best to go with the grain and then like sideways is from the grain, not fully against it, and then later on you can kind of go against the grain, because you have to get really used to the angle at which you hold the razor for against the grain to work pretty well. But I've found that 2 times works best, once with the grain of the hair and once in a different direction, whether sideways or against the grain. So a great example is, against the grain down here is going up, but when it comes to like the jawline, I actually go across the jawline. So it depends what part of your face it is as to what direction you're going to have to go. And that is a mistake that is often made by those new to wet shaving. Another mistake involves the actual shaving itself, and that is putting too much pressure. The razor itself, has a decent weight to it, especially on the top and in the handle. So once you get the angle right, the weight of the razor itself is enough. You don't need to press into your face like you do with some of the other cheap and more over-engineered razors of today. So don't put too much pressure on the razor. You're just going to tear up your skin extra. The next mistake I also think is really more about the shaving itself, and that is using a bad blade angle. For those who are new to doing so, the best way to do it is to go perpendicular to your face and then tilt until the blade is touching your skin, and that's about the angle you want. You know, going too much in any other direction just doesn't give you a good shave. So finding that angle is important. And then keeping it for the different angles of your face, you want to keep finding that same angle. Another mistake is something that comes from using kind of modern razors today is shaving over unlubricated skin. So if you have some areas where you haven't gotten the oil and the shaving cream in there, you don't want to shave over those. You want to make sure they get lathered up. Shaving with these types of razors over skin that hasn't been lubricated for the shaving just doesn't really work and is not very comfortable. So you need that lubrication. And then the other mistake, and the final mistake I think really for those that are really new to wet shaving, is repeating strokes. So when you lather up and you shave over a portion, going over it again and again and again, because with modern razors you have to do that a lot of times. They don't do a good job of shaving your skin. With a safety razor, you don't want to do that. Same with a straight razor. You lather up, you shave over it, whether a little short, shaves just down that little portion. One swipe. Keep going all the way around your face until you're done. Then rinse off, lather up again, and then do your second shave. You don't want to repeat over it over and over again. It's the first pass is you don't need to get all the hair, because the second pass will let you finish your shave if you've missed a little bit. And really, I think those are the biggest mistakes people make. I know those are the biggest mistakes I made when I first started wet shaving. Those are all the biggest mistakes I've made. And since I've stopped making those mistakes, I've noticed that the shave is much better and a more enjoyable experience. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time.